Friends, Romans, Sheridonians, lend me your ears. Yes, I have many of these intros and I intend to use them all. Today, we're going to do one of my favorite trades, mainly only when the time zone allows because we're in a different time zone down here in Australia, but it's the 0-day fly. People have asked lots of questions about this, so I am going to run through it today and we're going to go through the beginning, the middle, the end, and then we'll do some examples at the end using Think or Swim in demand, on demand, whatever it is. So it's a 0-day trade, no adjustments. There's scaling instead of adjustments, but there's definitely no adjustments to the trade. No tweaks, just set up patience and a bit of luck. That's how this one runs. So let's go through it. On the precursor, we only use SPX or SPY. Butterflies are pretty cheap, so you can do an SPX. If you want to do a few test runs on the SPY, go for it. You'll lose 2/5 to 5/8 of bugger all on SPY. And yeah, the main thing though is to avoid the NASDAQ. It just moves too much. NASDAQ's a pretty good day trading vehicle, but it's not much chop when it comes to trying to get the thing to stay in the center. All it needs is a stupid bit of news from Micron or Apple or Microsoft, and yeah, you get your ass handed to you. So RUT would be the other one, but you just don't make any money on RUT, and it's such a slow moving vehicle, or it isn't. And that's the thing with RUT, it's either moving or it's not. So we sort of avoid RUT. SPX and SPY, 500 stocks to play with. RUT's 1,000. Stick with SPY and SPX. If you want to try it with others, knock yourself out, but I think SPY and SPX are the easiest two to go with. $15 wide butterfly, somewhere around the money. We'll go through placement of that in a minute. And I purchase around the open. Some people wait till later on. I just find the open better because of the volume and the vol crush after the last 2 hours. Sorry, after the first 2 hours of trade. That's pretty much what I'm betting on. Now we're looking for about 30% profit. Sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less. It just depends what the market gives to you. It's one of those kinds of trades. Some days you just want to get out for break even and run away to the hills, but 30% is a good sort of thing to work off. You're going to be needing to be near your computer for about every 15 to 30 minutes for the open. It's not one of those trades you can throw on at 9:36, walk off, and then come home at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and hope that everything's okay. It's pretty much the options equivalent of day trading. So just keep that in mind. Now let's talk about risk. My personal favorite part of this trade. Number one, to understand this is not a core trade. You're not going to retire doing this. And the reason why, the amounts involved, the volatility involved, and the amount of P&L swings that will happen during the day. So look, it's not a core trade. It's a nice way to make some cash on the side. Don't ramp it up. We'll go through this later on the examples. Just start with a single contract, $300 worth of risk. Go with that. I use it for market awareness. I use it just to have a look around. I use it to keep myself engaged when I'm sitting there watching my long portfolio do nothing, or my double diagonals do 2/5 of 5/8 of bugger all. So it's an engagement tool. Yeah, true. It's a way to keep going. And lastly, it's a bit of fun. So those are the three reasons I do it. Market awareness, engagement tool, and a bit of fun. It's just something to do. Otherwise, I find myself over trading, doing stuff I don't need to do, and you can make a bit of money in the meantime. Now, size is the important bit. So I have a 7-figure account. Okay, actually, it's not. It's almost a 7-figure account. But the point of this is that we are not using this, as I say above, as a core trade because I only do 2 contracts on the SPX. I risk $600, maybe $700 if the market's high. I am not sitting there throwing 20 contracts at it because P&L swings are too high. And the most important part of this is because the outcome isn't important to my portfolio. And you'll see as we go on is that's what makes the big difference with this trade. The outcome isn't that important. It's just something to tick along in the background. And the fact that you aren't concerned about it completely is what makes the trade work. So Anthony, if it's so profitable, The ability to stay in the trade dictates the success. If you're sitting there with 10 contracts and you're down $3,500, are you going to stay in the trade? If you're down 10, 15, 20% on a $6,000 trade, are you going to stay in the trade? If you are down $60, are you going to stay in the trade? Well, yeah, 60 bucks, I'll hang around, see what happens. 3 grand? No. 6 grand? Definitely not. That's why I keep the contracts low. The mathematics work, but the problem is you can lose the whole lot. So if you put a $6,000 trade on and lose 6 grand and do it 3 times in a row, you're out of pocket 18 grand. You're not going to stay here for much longer. You're just not. But if you put 3 trades on, lose 60, 60, 60, you're out of 180 bucks, you just keep going. That's why it's great. The way we treat them is obviously difficulty, because this trade is not so much a skill thing, it's just based on a bit of a hunch and some mathematics. That's it. So why a butterfly? The obvious reason, it's cheap. Really cheap. You can put a fly on for $1.80 in this trade some days. Some days it'll cost you $4. Some days it'll cost you $3. Some days it'll cost you $2. But they're cheap. And the bottom end of the fly is what is your risk. So if you put it on for $1.80, the most you can lose is $1.80. If you put an iron condor on, oh God, don't get me started on iron condors. You sell something for $1, you got $900 worth of risk. Not worth the hassle. Use a fly. The second reason is that a fly is profitable outside the tent. The tent is the bit in the middle of the butterfly, we all know. It's profitable outside the tent. Iron condors definitely aren't. In fact, you're a max loss before you even get there. So number 2 reason, it's very low risk on either side of the tent. So even if you move 10 bucks out of the money, you're only down 100 bucks. So it gives you a little bit more leeway to be right. Don't just look at the strikes as the be all and end all. The other really important thing about a fly, which a condor doesn't do, is it holds its value for such a long time while you're trading. There's always the chance of it coming back, especially in high vol. There's always a chance. It's always a chance. So the cost of the fly stays elevated. The other really great thing about it is that if it goes the way you want it to go, you can make a ton of cash out of it. All right. Last one, we use SPX because it's cash settled. You can't be assigned stock. You can't wake up with half your fly elsewhere. And there are other cool little bits for being cash settled that make life really easy. Let's hit into execution. Now, pretty simple process. You just pick the strike first. You can do it a whole bunch of ways, point of control, market profile. When we do the demos, we'll just use a chart with support and resistance. You can use 15-minute candles to start, then go to like a 5-minute candle, then a 3-minute candle. And you just sort of find support and resistance and find a place to shove that short strike. The important part, though, is it doesn't have to be at the money. And I'm going to show you some examples afterwards that we won't. We'll do one of each. I actually don't know which days we're going to do yet. We'll just pick some days at random because that way it's a little bit more exciting. So just keep in mind it doesn't have to be at the money. With the whole choose your own adventure part of it, because you don't have to do it at the money, you can be a little bit long, you can be a little bit short, you can be out of the money, you can think the market's going to go down to a particular bit of support and resistance, you can do an expected move, you can choose whatever you want. It's your adventure. There you go. Into the rules. Let's go. It's always 15 wide. Why is it always 15 wide? Because the best thing I've found is 15 wide. You can put 20 wide on, but they're more expensive. You can put 5 wide on and not get any sort of ability for the stock to move. 15 wide is quite nice because if you think about all the SPX moves, they're very rarely more than 30 points. So you can go 15 up, 15 down, gives you 30 points. A 40-point day doesn't kill you. A 30-point day doesn't kill you. It's the 60s and 70s that hurt. And I'm sure we'll find something in the examples to match that up. The other thing with a 15-point wide, cheaper, much, much cheaper, much, much cheaper. And you can go to sort of 25 and 30. But if you do that, it's going to cost you more and it's going to take longer to make any money because the theta burn is so goddamn slow. Now, no adjustments. I'll tweak that a bit. I'll see if we can find a trade which we can put an adjustment on, but we're not going to adjust the trade. We're going to scale in and scale out. and there's a difference. Adjusting a trade is taking the original trade and moving it around. We're just going to add another position. We can do it with a fly. Yeah, we'll do one with a fly. I'm sure we'll find something. But yeah, 9 times out of 10 though, don't adjust, don't move. Maybe scale in if you're more advanced. It's you just don't want to butcher a speculative trade. Okay, you don't want to turn something that had $190 worth of risk into something all of a sudden has $1,000 worth of risk. It's what Dan calls the Three Stooges. If you're going to start ruining stuff, ruin the big trades, not the little ones you've got an hour and a half to sort of try and make some money on. Put the money on. You make it cool. Take the money off. If you don't, yeah, carry on. So this is the one we get asked the most. Can you scale? I'll try and find a way to do that in one of the examples, but I want to keep the examples random because that way it's more of a example to you people as opposed to, oh, look, here's something I researched and everything was fine. And look, my technology and my strategy worked. How very clever of me, which is what most of the things online are. So can you scale? Yes, you can, but just watch your risk. All right. If you're going to put one at, say, the 6,000 mark, another one at the 6,080 mark, understand that you're now risking $600, not $300, and you want to make sure that some of them join together. And yeah, we'll go through it in the examples. But look, you just keep adding flies. All right. And once they become profitable, you take them off. All right. So let's say you want to put 3 flies on. You're doing it in SPY, for example, because it's such a cheap thing. 2 contracts, 2 contracts, 2 contracts. Put 2 on, put 2 on, put 2 on, then take 2 off, take 2 off, take 2 off. But just keep an eye on your risk. And once you hit your profit targets on either of those flies, you get out. And if you've made enough money, leave a fly on there as a floater. It closes to cash, so it's either going to be worth 0 or worth $1 billion. So, have a play with it. That's more advanced stuff. Again, we'll go through it in the examples, but the main one here is just keep it simple to start with. Put your trade on. Did I make money? Yes, I did. Ooh. Did you put the trade on? Oh, it went down. Close the trade. Wait till tomorrow. I keep stressing this. It's not a core trade. It's a bit of fun. Okay, make $100 a day. Make $200 a day. Make $150 a day. Just, $100 a day, 4 days a week, $400 times 4, $1,600 a month. You don't want to turn $1,600 a month profit into all of a sudden $1,200 a month profit and a $2,000 loss because you decided, oh, this will happen, this might happen. Just whack it on, take it off, carry on. Entry and profit targets. All right, let's go through the perfect stuff. In a perfect world, get in for $3, get out for 4. Be wonderful. Or if vol's low, get in for 4, get out for 5. Doesn't have to be exact. $2.90, $3.80, $3.20, $4.10. Get in, get out. This is a sniper attack. Get in there, get out. The only thing I'd say is try and keep your entry points below $4. Because if your VIX is so low, butterflies are expensive. If your VIX is high, butterflies are cheap. The reason butterflies are cheap with high VIX is because the market's moving all over the shop. You could wake up down 50 and your flies at the top there on full loss. But when the VIX is at 12, the market's lucky to be moving 15 points. So they make them more expensive and the theta burn is so much slower in low VIX. So if they're asking $5.10 for a butterfly, just skip it. There's another butterfly tomorrow. That's best I can offer you. Because the higher the cost, the longer you need to stay in that trade. And as I said, high VIX gives you the cheaper flies because we're moving around. And when they're cheaper, it's a good time to scale and add positions because you're only paying $1.80, $1.90 for a fly. Good time to do it. In the lower VIX, it doesn't work that way. You can't pay $5, $5. All of a sudden, you've got $1,500 in a day trade, and all you need is someone to bring out some news, and all of your money has gone. All of it's gone. Wait, bye-bye. Done. The last thing, which is the important part of this, is don't turn it into a Three Stooges. Understand what the profit is for this particular trade. You are putting a trade on. It is a day trade. We're going to stay in at 1, 2, at worst 3 hours. We're going to make our buck, and then we're going to run away. This is not one where you just keep adding calendars or adding flies and adding flies and adding flies, and all of a sudden you're in trouble. This is the aim of the game. I want to make $100 a day. Anyone out there, $100 a day, which works out to be $400 a week because you're going to lose one a week, maybe two a week. Let's go nuts, say 3 a week. Let's say you make 3 a week, $300 a week. You lose $50 on the other ones. So let's say you're making $250 a month. You made $1,000 a month out of it. 12 grand a year. Carry on. Life's good. That's the aim. Okay, we're not trying to make 5 grand a month out of it. You can, but you're going to not sleep at night. You're not going to be able to sit there and go, oh, I just threw 6 grand out a window. Oh, because you can wake up in this trade and have no money and have no chance of it coming back. Right. That's my preachy nonsense done. Let's get in there onto TOS and see if we can do some examples, and we'll make up some dates and see what happens. We'll do it together. It'll be fun. Back to you with TOS. Jumping over to TOS, we're going to have a look at a cool feature called On Demand. Now, I don't know if all you guys know what On Demand is, but On Demand is a wonderful feature where everything that's ever happened in the stock market is saved on the Thinkorswim servers. So bring up TOS, click on Demand, and what you will be presented with is a calendar in the top right. And from this calendar, you can pick a month. I don't know. You know what? We're going to do this completely randomly. I have no idea what's going to happen on this day, because I just think it's going to be a much better demonstration, and we can find out how this all works together. Won't that be fun? Let's go, November 20. I have no idea what happened on November 20. 9:40 a.m. in the morning. We hit go. You'll see pre-buffering here and some screaming and stuff. Oh, that was quicker than I expected. Let's just hit pause. Saves us moving around. So what do we got? We have up here, that's 58, yeah, TOS is a little buggy at times. We have to change this back to 1 minute. Are we on the right date this time, children? Let's go to 3 minutes. Yeah, there we go. All right, so at 58.94, 58.94, we have a little resistance line there. I'll show you how I did that because that just makes life a little easier. Let's go to something a little cleaner and zoom out to, let's say, the hourly. You'll see these are our support and resistance lines on SPX that I drew. Let's go to the 4 hour, you'll see them more now. So top, bottom, top, bottom, top. We've come down, we've got some resistance here, 58.82. So let's have a look at the quad. It's all looking pretty green there, isn't it? Let's go to the 1 minute. We are falling off a cliff though. So what we're doing here is we're just trying to work out what strike we're going to use. Got this resistance at the bottom here. We've fallen off. Everything's down. The market's down 22. Okay, healthcare is keeping it up. Infotech is, and technology. You know what? It looks like it's going to 58.82. All the ticks are pointing down. Let's just pick 50. Was it 58? Let's pick 58.80. So analyze as simulated. Oh, come on. 58.80. 58.80. Bingo. We'll do put calendar. Not put calendar, put butterfly. Yeah, why not? So 80 plus 15 is 95. Minus 15 is, what's that, 65? $2.10. All right. What date are we on? November 20. November 20. There we go. All right, where's the market? The market, my friends, is sitting here. So it's going to cost $2.10. Let's lock that in. $2.10. Look at the chart. So all we're hoping here is just a little bit of a fall down to that resistance line. So all I've done here is we've broken all this. We've fallen off a cliff. It's 9:40 in the morning. We're on the 1 minute chart, so it's pretty brutal, but what it really looks like on a 3-minute chart or a 5-minute chart is something more like that. We've pretty much just sold at the open. Ticks are looking pretty negative. It looks like we're heading down there, doesn't it? I mean, anyone think of a reason why we're not? I can't. All right, 58.80. I'm happy with that. So I go to Analyze tab. It's a bit finicky, this bit, because it's got to go off and ask a billion questions to a billion servers. But all you do is, let's go forward to say 10 o'clock. You'll see the time change here. This starts pre-buffering. And I'll show you the first one in full time, and then what I'll do is I'll edit this a little better so you don't have to sit here watching paint dry as it goes off to its servers and has a chat. There's another neat trick with this. If you go to charts, see how the charts update quicker? The chart will show us well, we're moving down. Cool. This has worked out well. We're down 26. We're at what, 58.90. Go back to analyze. We're now here at 58.90. We're up 25 bucks on the trade already. See, this 0-day trading, mate, mug's game. Piece of cake, anyone can do it. So let's give it another 20 minutes. One too many. 20 minutes is good, kids. So we're at 10:20 in the morning now. Let's go back to the chart. Oh yeah, well, it was a mug's game. Oh, Jesus. Okay, we've fallen off a cliff. See, the fun thing about doing this and not preparing is you have no idea what's going to happen. We're at 58.80. What are we at now? 58.90. We're at 58.62. So 58.6. Geez, we have fallen off a cliff. We're down here. All right. So we're up 30 bucks. All right. We can hang around a little bit longer. I honestly thought we were going to be more trouble than that. Yeah. Up 30 bucks. You could even take this butterfly off and reposition it down here if you wanted to. You could now pick your time to scale and add another butterfly, and I'll show you what that means. An offensive move. Offensive? Yes, offensive move. So it's 15 wide butterfly. We want to take 30 away from that to 58.50 and then add 5. So 58.55 will be our shorts. Then we'll go 50, what's that, 70? And 40. There you go. That could be a way of scaling in. Let's take that. How much is it going to cost me? $2.45. So it means I'm doubling the cost of the actual trade, and now I need to make an extra on both of them. And that's where this gets difficult, because even if we end up here, you're still going to make $100 on it. If we return back up here in a minute, you're in trouble. You can sort of see how this doesn't always play out your way you want it to. So up to you if you want to scale in this way. Your other option is to bump that up another $5 and make it 60, 45, 75. And turn it into this sort of what I like to call the Batman trade. You have to whisper when you say Batman, it's in the rules. There's something wacko going there with that other P&L line, but at the moment we're sitting here, $2.30 for the same kind of trade. Turn it into a Batman trade, just gives you a bit more width. That's what I mean by scaling. We're not adjusting, we're just scaling it. But you know what? I'm going to go back to where we were. We're a little bit outside the trade here, but to be honest, we're all good. We're made $70, really? $10.20 up $70. No, we're not. We paid $2.10 for it. It's lying to us. So let's go forward another 20 minutes. 10:40 into the charts. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Come on. Bounce a little bit. Just like real trading. So cool. Bounce. Come on, bounce. 58.61, 58.61, 58. Yes. Bounces. We are at 58.82 on the absolute number. Whew. I don't feel stupid now. So we're sitting here. It says we're up $65, but I reckon it's a bit more than that. If we go and have a look at the actual trade, $2.10 we're in for, $2.75, I reckon we'd take that. You just made 30% without too much hassle at all, $2.75, love it. The other thing you can do here is, what's the VIX at? VIX at 17. Oh, it's a high VIX. The market will move around a bit. We're down 30. Let's have a look at this chart. Bounce. We can handle a move back down to 70, 60. Probably only 15 on either side. Ticks are starting to point up. Oh, here we go. Infotech went down during the day. Let's just give it another 10 minutes. Give it another 10 minutes and see what happens. As it buffers and asks the big servers overseas. Sit there, sit there, sit there, sit there. Don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move. 10 minutes, it didn't move. You beauty. All right. 33, we're at 58.83. I'm happy with that. 58.85 is what it'll all update to. Let's go forward another 20 minutes. It's 10 past 11 in the morning. And all we're doing now is we're playing chicken with the market. It's moved down to our strike. I'm hoping it's just going to hover around here for a while. And the longer it hovers, the more money we make. So I just keep refreshing the time, and you'll see this chart update first. Here it goes, here it goes, here it goes. Come on, sit there and hover, sit there and hover. Ooh, you beauty. 58.83, 58.83. We go to analyze. That's wrong, but $2.07. No, hang on, we may have paid $2.10 for it. It's now worth $3. Boom. $2.10 in, $3 in, you've just made 40%. All right, carry on. Now, here's the second thing. If you had only put the single trade on, once you put 2 trades on, you can do this little trick. So $2.10, we're up $200, right? You paid $2.10 for the trade. What you can do is this. Take one off, leave it on. You just made $100 on the trade anyway. So you're now out of pocket. If the apocalypse happens, $100. But there's $1,000 to play with inside the tent. And because the thing closes to cash, you can't get assigned, you can't get anything. You sit there, you made your $100, you've got $100 worth of risk on the trade. You're playing with house money. Let's move it 1 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, this should be fun. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Just stay there. Just stay somewhere in there, kids. Somewhere in there. Pre-buffering, pre-buffering, pre-buffering. Again, I honestly have no idea. Let's just bump it to 3 minutes. Back to 1 minute. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Stay there, stay there. 58.80. I'm watching this number at the top here. I'm watching this number here. What did it do? Oh, crowd goes wild. Look at the way we're just bouncing along there. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Back to our analyze stage. We are up $200-ish on the trade. We paid $2.10 for it. It's now a $4 trade. We've doubled our money. There you go. 0-day trading at its best. You know what? Just for a giggle, let's go move this to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Actually, no, let's just do 14. No, let's go 3 o'clock now. Let's be stupid. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's have a look at the chart. I love how I picked one that's so successful for the first one. I wasn't expecting that. You know, when you do these kinds of things, you sit there and think, oh, the first one's just going to die on you and you can get your ass handed to you. But nope, we have a good one to start. And look at it just hover around this resistance line. I mean, that's just beautiful. The market moved, came back up, and bounced around. All right, let's give it a kick. Come on, 1 minute. Come on, 1 minute. What are you doing? 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 58.86. We're synced. $500. Yep. You know, the term genius gets thrown around willy-nilly everywhere. But I think this time we got something. All right. I've dined on that enough. Let's pick another trade. Close that. Let's go and pick. Yeah, we'll go back another month. Let's go to October. Let's pick I don't know, let's go Roman, the Ides of October, and make it 9 o'clock in the morning. It'll need to be 9:40 because that's 10 minutes after the open. Just made you $500, by the way. $500 on a trade. 2 contracts, $1,000 in the morning before breakfast. Just saying. You know, gifted may not be the right word, but it's close. All right, charts. Let's have a look here. 3 minutes. I think we're looking about the right chart. So we're 10 minutes into the trading day. Can we make lightning strike twice? Is there any? Oh, there is two. Oh. It's the same line. It's a month earlier. It's the same line. What do you reckon? I think so. I think we go the 58.80. All right. What date are we on? July? No, not July. Oh, that's right. The Ides of October. Yeah. All right. Looked like a pretty good day, to be honest. What's up in there? Zoom back a bit. What's happening in October? Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, not much. We're just sort of cruising upwards. Yeah, okay. So, we're moving up to 5882. Yeah, you know what? Let's just go with it. 1 minute chart. Let's sell the 58.80. Analyze. Sim trades. 15th of October. 10th, we want the 58.80. We'll go call this time. No, it's 58.60. 58.80 or 58.60? No, 58.80. We're going up. We're going bullish. We are going bullish. 58.80. Right click. Analyze buy. Down to a butterfly. Risk profile. Oh, we need to change this from November. Where we go? October 15. Lovely. 58.80 is going to be a 95. And you're going to be a 65. There's your trade. The market is currently here. We're paying $3.38. All right, let's make it $3.40. It's a bit expensive, to be honest. What's the VIX at? The VIX is at 20. And I'm paying $3 for a trade? That can't be right. 75, 90, 60. Yep. All right. Mongrels are making it expensive today. $3. Yeah, we are too. All right, kids, we're in for $3.40. Look at the chart. We're looking for a move up. Let's go to 10 o'clock. 10 past 10, that'll do. Oh, that was quick. Never happens that quickly. Market's doing pretty much nothing. Awesome. Go to the Analyze tab. What's the chart say we're at? We're at 58.59. That's perfect. Oh, we're now pretty much the same. We're going to start losing on theta. We need it to move up a little bit to our little resistance line. $3.40. It's going to be the same. We're going to be up like $5 or down $5. Now we're down $20 on the trade. $3.40 is now worth $3.23. All right, let's go forward 10:30. Let's see if we have the good old-fashioned 10:30 reversal to the upside. A little bit of a breakout, boom, to the upside. We're making money. Infotech's fine. Healthcare's up. Everything looks pretty green. Looking good, Billy Ray. Let's give it a refresh. Back to the 1 minute. Bounce to the upside. Bounce, 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 bounce. What do we got? Oh, no, not that. No, that's definitely not bouncing. What's going on? Oh, something in healthcare has gone pear-shaped. All right, analyze. We're down here. We're down $130. Yeah, I think we're out of this one. That's a loss. $2.08. Cut your losses. Run away. Let's go back to the charts for a minute. Let's zoom in. Where did it all go pear-shaped? 928. It was looking pretty crap before that too. Let's go to 926, which is 1026. Hit go. What this does is take us back to 1020. There we go. So right now we're at 58.56, and let's see if an adjustment's worth its weight here. So we'll go to our analyze page. We'll analyze the trade. We'll make one 80 minus 25 is 55. 40 and what's that? 55 plus 15 is 60. Done something wrong. Oh, 70, you idiot. All right. So if we had adjusted this one and turned it into a Batman, all right, let's see what would have happened. You watched it. You're down on this trade. How much? What did we pay? $3.40. So we're down 60 bucks. All right, you're down 60 bucks. You think now's a good time for an adjustment. Da, 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 da. You come in, you go butterfly, throw another one on, create the Batman, and yeah, let's see what happens here. Let's just go forward 10 minutes. Wait for the drop, because the drop's going to take us out. What do we got in the trade? $3.90 for the trade, by the way. So you pretty much doubled your money in and a bit more. I think this is suicide, but you know, more for a bit of fun and excitement. What does it take us down to? Jesus. 58.39, that can't be good. 58, we're here, we're done. Nah, 220 bucks, you're done. You're done, you're done, you're done. You're just losing money everywhere. So well done, Anthony. You picked an absolute screaming winner and an absolute screaming loser. So you should have got out of that probably around the $2 mark. It's worth $1.30 now. I think you should have got out of that for about $2.10. Let's close that. Yeah, you lost 120 bucks. That one's a dud. All right, next trade. September. Now let's leave September and August because that was the VIXopolis, VIX, whatever. That was a VIX explosion. Let's go to July. That's when we're all sitting around whinging. Oh, the market just keeps going up. Let's do the Ides of July. That'll do. Make that 9:36 in the morning at the open. Have to change this to as well. What are we doing? July 15. Yeah, that works. We'll leave that butterfly off for the time being. All right, let's have a look at the chart. Must have been a holiday. Yeah, let's go out to the daily or the 4 hour and have a look around. What's going on here? Yeah, see how we're just crawling up? This was the time of the market. We were just crawling up forever. Zoom in a bit. What do we got? All-time high. We've come back, coming up to all-time high. Let's have a look at the 15 minutes. Yeah, let's have a look at the 5 minute. That's what it looks like to me. I think we're just hovering around doing very little. Up, down, up, down. You know what? I'll tell you what, let's just go at the money. What are we doing? 56.40, analyze. Clean, 0 day, 56.40. Right at the money, we're going to do a call butterfly. 40 plus 15 is 55. 40 minus 15 is 25. $3.25. Like that. Yeah. Boom. Done. Tick. Carry on. Now, what's the VIX at? 12. So this butterfly, when the VIX is at 12, for some reason, it's $3.20, and it was $3.40 when the VIX was at 17. Don't know about that, but I digress. $3.25 low VIX. Now, what should happen this time is the market's not going to move much. The VIX is just going to sit there. The market's probably not going to move much with the VIX at 12. It's going to take longer for us to make money. It just is. So 9:36 in the morning, we're on for $3.25. Let's rock and roll to 10 a.m. That was quick. I love how it seems to be going quickly at the moment. I mean, everything's green, healthcare's down, utilities are down, tech sit the same. The market's doing nothing. Yeah, this is the classic 0 day. I love it. This is what I want to happen up into Christmas. Just plenty of this nonsense. But the thing is, you look at the trade, you're up $1. Oh, dollar. Yeah, up 20 cents. What do you pay? $3.25 for it. All right, we're up $30 already. It's 10 a.m. in the morning. Love it. Let's just crank it forward to 10:30. No, 10:40. Yeah, 10:40, 10:46. I don't think today's going to do much. A VIX at 12. It's going to be boring. But let's have a look and see what happens. Force the refresh back to 1 minute. Go on, sit around there, do nothing. Do nothing, do nothing, do nothing, do nothing, do nothing, do nothing, do nothing. Oh, a little bit of a climb. What are we up? We're up 27, 56.42. What do we buy it at? 56.40. Oh, yeah, so we're here. This trading lark, I mean, it's just the easiest thing in the world. I love how I did this randomly. This random idea, much better way of doing it. You get to live with me as we go through this nonsense. Back at the chart, what are we at? 56.51. There we are. So 56.51. We're here. We're up $12. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Let's go through to 11:30. See if some of this theta can start to decay. But as I said, mate, VIX at 12. The market is so much slower. So this will be the last one we'll do, by the way, because we're starting to run out of time. What are we doing? Back to the charts. Force the refresh. You go to 3 minutes. 56.50. We're at 56.61. Analyze. 61. We're down $100. Bugger. Yeah, I thought we made good money on that one. Down $100 on a 3 trade. What's the chart look like? Oh, big red candle. That's a bit cheaty because I saw the big red candle and bumped it forward. You know what? Only because of the big red candle. Let's go forward another 10 minutes. More big red candles. Another 10 minutes. More big red candles. Yeah, this is good. Let's go to midday. We've been bouncing around there happily. Where are we at? 56.55. I think I sold the 40, wasn't it? 55. 56.55 on the chart. 57.50. So we're about here. Oh, we're up a bit of money for a change. $3.25 is now worth. No, $3.25, wasn't it? That just hasn't updated yet. Let's go forward to 12:30. I think we've been saved here a little bit. 56.46. There is a God. There is a God, and this one's come back to us nicely. If I was honest, we may not have kept it up here. You're sort of down $100 you may have got out, but this is the whole thing about being in scale. If you put $3,000 on this trade and you were down $1,100, are you going to hold it through this hump? The answer is no. If you've got $100 on the trade and your total risk is like $300, are you going to hold it through this hump on a VIX 12 day? You're like, yeah, all right, see what happens. Boom, straight back down to 56.40. We look at the Analyze tab, we're here. We're making some good money now. I know it says $24, but that's rubbish. The VIX can't be that slow, so I'm just going to crank this to, say, 130, and let's see what happens. refresh the chart. Oh, we've fallen 56.29. We're down here now. Bit of vol. Waiting for the systems to update. Well, up 120 bucks on $3 trade. Can't argue with that. Anyway, guys, that's 3 days of trading. Some testing to show you how I think and how it works. And I hope it was rewarding. Hit me with any questions. Apologies for me, the last one being such a long trade. But, guys, I wish you all the best. I'll see you on Discord.